Hey Hero fans, this is Todd. I know I just finished the video, but I just went in my room to post the link to the guy who bought the floors on eBay. And when I did, someone asked a question. And the question was, can you put her head on her body? Now, my April's been customized a lot. As you can tell, she has the sorceress's body now. So mine's been changed quite a bit from the original figure. But I do want to talk about this because this comes up all the time. All the time. Let me go and grab some female figures. Hold on a sec. Where? Oh, there they are. Oh, all right. Oh, that's right. I put them in a new case. I forgot all about my new case for my Origins figures. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so here's the problem. Here's the problem is when it comes to Origins figures, they all fell down. All of them. These wings are just in the way. I'm going to pluck her wing on this side. Bloop. I'm going to pluck her wing on this side. No, not my wing. There we go. And now they can stand close without knocking each other over, hopefully. Yeah, this Queen Grayskull is one of the coolest looking figures in the Masters of the Universe line. I think she's just beautiful. But we're here to talk about heads. So, when it comes to Masters of the Universe classics, the females' heads are extremely large. In fact, if you take a look at the Origins figures' heads, like here's Tila, for instance, a very common sized head figure. Evelyn's got the same thing too. Their heads are extremely small in comparison to classics. And when I first got these, I did a few videos where I swapped the heads. I'm not going to pull her head off because I don't want to ruin it or have a chance to get it cracked on the side here. Because sometimes when you pull female heads, they can break really easy. But you can see the size difference. Let me zoom in so you can really see the size difference. Now, because she has big hair, it's a little harder to tell. But the actual face themselves, you're to measure them, it's quite a bit bigger in classics than it is in Masterverse. Now, if you want, you can try to swap the head. It's your prerogative, but you're going to find it's going to look like a bobblehead when you're done after you put classics head on an Origins body. It just looks really strange. And so even April, who's got big hair, her head looks bigger because of her big hair, but her actual face itself is very small, and the skin tone is quite a bit different. But again, if you want to give it a shot, you can. Now, the head is also smaller for the hole inside, so after you pop the head off, let me grab a female head that has not been installed yet. Hold on. Let me find my heads box, because I don't want to pull off. I can pull off her head. I'm fine at that. But you can see how small that ball joint is on the female head. Let me go ahead and grab. Oh, it's going to be a second. Oh, I got Horde troopers in the way. The Horde troopers are blocking my path. Now I got the ring of Grayskull in the way. The ring of Grayskull. Oh, it's all full of pieces and parts and upside down. Anyway, I'll get back to the picture there. There we go. Oh. All right. Let's see if I can't find a female head inside here. That's not a female head. Oh! I have less extra female heads than I do male heads. So I may have to go into a different box. That a friend calling. I should put my do not disturb on while I'm making a video. I got no female heads in this box. What? Sorry, you guys. I got to get to a different box to look for a female head. Like I said, the female heads are further and farther between the male heads. So I have a lot of male figures I pulled apart. All right, let's check this box here. Okay, I'll just move these aside so you guys can enjoy me looking in the box too. Instead of just... Oh, I got a She-Ra head. That's a female head. And you can see the size of the hole in that figure's head. Okay. So, you can see how small that little hole is in there and the size of this. To put that on there, it would take a lot of force, or you'd have to drill the hole bigger. But I want you to take a look and see how bobbly head this looks. Once you get it on there, it's really strange because the Classics heads are so big that it's just going to look awkward on the small little Origins body. And her head, even though she doesn't have hair on it, her face is so big, it's no different. It's going to look really strange stuffed on top of that Tila body or the April body, and it's just going to look like she has a giant bobblehead in comparison to the figure. Now, if you don't mind big-headed women, it'll work for you, but it does look very strange. So to give you a comparison, look at the head size difference between this Tila here. Masterverse heads are smaller than Classics heads, and this Classic head. And you can see that Classic is even bigger. So this head is bigger than Origins. This is bigger than Masterverse. And even though this head is smaller, I did stick it on one of my figures. I put it on my Tila, and even though it is smaller, it still has a little bit of a bobblehead look to it. Now, I do like this figure a lot. I think it looks really cool. And if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. But in reality, even this smaller head still has that weird bobble head look, just because it is bigger. But imagine that even more so with a Classics head, and it just looks like she's bobblehead She-Ra. And so that is your problem, if you were to use this head, because it is the biggest of all three of theirs, to do that head on there, it would just look weird. And as I know I didn't pop it off to show you, but I think you'll get the idea. But again, if you don't mind a big-headed woman for your figure, it'll be fine, but it is going to look really strange just having that on there. All right, with that said, let me go and put her back together. Oop. There we go. There we go. I think it's just a cool custom. I love the way she came out. I was not a fan of this figure at first. I did not like all the stuff they had on her, but mixing with the Sorceress's body, I think looks really cool. And I love the way it looks. I put the belt that came with her. A little bit of customization. I had to make little pieces. I wish I would have printed them in white, but I printed them in black. This one comes off easier. I had to make these little pieces to go in between to hold the wings on. And then the tail, I had to drill holes. No, I didn't. I used a rubber band. That's what it was, to hold the tail on. And that is how I made them all work. Hooray! All right, that's all I got. Again, it was just a little help me video for somebody else that wanted to probably make a really cool custom figure. Probably a 2000X She-Ra Tila out of this figure, or maybe just a King Grayskull version. But again, and it's strange too because the male figures look fine. The male figures all have about the same size head, whether it's Origins, Masterverse, or Classic. They all share about the same size head. So it's kind of funny. It's just the female figures aren't that way. So if you take a look at this He-Man's head, and where did I stick the other He-Man? There he is. Well, this He-Man's head's a little on the big side just because of the way they designed it. But even still, they're pretty comparable in size. So it's not the same one. Even a Masterverse, you grab a Masterverse head and put it on there. All three of them all fit about the same all the way across the board. But the female figures, not the same way. Hey, Charles. Thanks for joining me. All right, that's all I got. Again, just answering somebody's question. And yeah, that's it. And like they say in the 1987 movie, you're like, of course he's going to say that. Good journey, you guys. Bye now. Oh, what I should do with He-Man, huh? Good journey! Hey, EJ. Thanks for joining us. Bye now.